Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. So it's wonderful to have you here. I hope you're having a fun crafting day. So today, I'm just going to show you, I've got a couple of projects lined up where we're making just some really quick mini albums with envelopes and cards. And these are just cards that you can buy at Michael's. I think if you get them on sale, they're like $5 for 60, which is an amazing deal. And these cards are really cool that I found because they have kind of a cool, foil effect to them. So that's what I am going to be using today. And I'm going to be using the actual cards, the envelopes, and then cutting the cards apart to use as, inserts for the pages. So what we're going to do is just build this together. I'll show you a quick preview of the end result, and then we'll get started. Okay, so all that you need for this particular project are 4 envelopes and then a few cards. So let's start with the envelopes. So take 2 of your envelopes and we are just going to put these inside of each other. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive so that they'll stick when we put them on inside of each other. I'm going to lift this up and we're just going to stick this flap inside this flap. Okay, super easy. Okay, so there are our first 2. And see, they're just hooked together and you've got this flap right here. So let's go ahead and take 2 more and do the same thing. Just stick that flap in. I have so many of these fun packages of cards. I'm like, I need to be using these up. So this is a good way to use up some of your stash of cards and envelopes if you have them. So here's our second set. And you see we just have that piece right there. So what we're going to do, take your first set of cards and this flap right here, we're going to add adhesive to it. And this is actually, we're going to hook these 2 together. So here's our second 2. And I'm just going to lay this down right on top of it. Okay. Now I did make a project last week that was very similar to this. And I used Project Life cards. So that's another option. But with this is a little bit smaller album and we're just actually going to be using the cards that go with these envelopes. So this is what your base is going to look like now that we have it hooked together. Okay, we have the 2 envelopes here, the 2 envelopes here. And then what this is going to do is this will fold over and then this is going to be the flap, the closure flap for your mini album. Okay, so super simple. Okay, so let's get started decorating this. So the first one is I'm just going to take one of the cards that was in this package and I'm just going to cut the back part off. We're going to just use full cards on this, but also partial cards. So I've already cut that in half and added some adhesive. I thought this Celebrate would be cute for the front of this. Okay, so we've got our first card, which I've cut apart and put that right on the front of the album. Now I'm going to take a second card. What was so fun with this pack is I think they had 10 cards of each design, which was such a deal. What I'm going to do is just take this flap and trace it. Just trace it so that I can have part of that Celebrate. I think I'll trace it like this. Part of that Celebrate on the front of this flap so it kind of pulls together. So I've gone ahead and traced that. Let's line it up here. Then that flap kind of becomes part of the design. Does that make sense? So look at that, and then it opens up. So that was kind of a fun thing to do. get that on. Let's go ahead and open up our envelope. So for page 1, and that's going to be right here, I'm just using another one of the cards. Now with this album, you could technically make pockets throughout this album. I'm just going to be taking my cards though and sealing those up. But just know there's a whole bunch of different ways that you could make this cute little album. But I've got adhesive on the back, and I'm just going to place my first card right here. So by placing a card on there, now you actually have a part of the card that opens up, and I've added a little embellishment there. I'm going to add another embellishment on the inside. I've taken some of this pretty gold foil paper just to kind of tie the whole project in. Okay, so there we go there. Okay, now I'm just going to add another card on there. So many fun designs in this pack. And I've already added some embellishments on this one. This is actually a Project Life card, and I've just made a little score line so it becomes a flip up. It also has that nice foil flavor on it, so that's what I thought was fun. Now let's flip over our mini album, and so really the name of the game is whatever you want. There is just another card in there, and I think it needs something right here, so I'm using kind of a love theme. I thought this would be so perfect for like a wedding card. Wouldn't that be just wonderful? And once again, I've just cut the backs off of these cards so that everything kind of goes together. Look how cute that's turning out. And one more. And just like I had done on the front flap, I have traced this on an extra card so that you have the foil effect all the way through the album. Okay, so many different things you can do, but let's take a look. Let me just get a back piece on here. Don't forget the back. Okay, now let's take a look at our cute little mini album. You've got the front there, and that celebrate just lines up so cute to where that opens up. We've got the flap here that we've added a little bit of foil. I'm sorry about the glare. Sometimes with foil you do get that, but we've opened this up. We've got a page right here, a flip out. Isn't that cute? I've added from this day forward. I think this would be just a beautiful wedding card. This one opens up, and then we've got a cute little flip up. It's the little moments that make life big. Isn't that so cute? And then a little flip up page there. Flip the page, we've got another flip out, and then I flip this one out this way. So you've got, look at all that beautiful foil. So fun. This folds over, this folds over, and then that folds over. And you could certainly add a cute little closure on this. I just have some ribbon that I'm adding. I think this sheer ribbon for a wedding is just beautiful. Look at that cute little album that we put together in no time flat. Once again, I just used a box of these cards that I got at Michael's. 60 cards, 60 envelopes for $5. What a deal. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. You know, I hope maybe I've given you an idea of just a fun little mini album card. I think this would just be so cute for a wedding. So have a fun crafty day, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Goodbye, everybody.